Bitcoin on the monthly chart, now in the new month. We had the monthly close yesterday. We're going to look at the May candle. We're going to look at last month's candle. And more importantly, we're going to look at the monthly chart for Bitcoin going back about 5 years or so. We're going to compare and contrast similar and different moves. If you like the content, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon. And we're also going to do quote of the day and card of the day at the end. We'll take a look at the altcoin season index and give you as much info as possible in the least amount of time. So let's get right to it. So 2019, 2018 bear market, 2019 little summer bubble, then our move down, the pandemic candle there, and our move up to our full-blown bull cycle. Last month, right? Month of April. Let's zoom in here real quick before we go back and compare. Looking at our candle for the month of April, what is this? A spinning top on the monthly. What does that mean? Indecision in the markets, right? Much like we did back in February, indecision in the markets, doji candle, right? Wicks top and bottom, equidistant candle, more indecision there, and followed up with bull after, very bullish candle, pause, hesitation, very bullish candle, pause, hesitation. We will see if this candle ends up being red or it's just going to be another wick, maybe, and we'll see where we close in 30 days from now. So we're going to be, a long month ahead of us. Anything is possible, but, this video, right, we're going to look at speculate, speculation's kind of for the birds. Don't be taking it too seriously, but let's just compare and contrast where we are now, where we were back then, and see if we could possibly, what happens if we rhyme with this? Where would we possibly go? And, what about the bear markets? How long were those? Are we in one now? Well, let's look at it, quite simply. Let's look at when we started our downtrend, right here at the Pico top, right? Let's see how long that lasted. What do you say? Look, the cringe doesn't end, folks. It's only going to get worse. 396 days from top to bottom until we started our new summer move to the upside, right? How long do you expect this one to be, right? Here's our Pico top to the bottom, right? And to when we started our upwards movement. Around 400 days, right? You guessed it. Around 400 days here, around 400 days here. So very similar so far. The summer bubble off the lows, right? How high did we go? 350%. Are we going to do that again? Not likely, right? Diminishing turns are real. But let's just for S&Gs, let's compare what 350% would take us, right? To all-time highs, right? So unlikely we're going to get that. But let's compare some candles here, right? You can see as we start this move up, right? Look at the moving averages, right? We're pressing kind of the 21 week, right? Pressing the 21 week. We're just above it now. The 21 month, excuse me. We're looking at the monthly. That's the yellow line, okay? So also note where, these underside candles were in the bear market, right? At the same time, we're pressing and flirting with the 21 month. We're also nearing these underside candles, right? Underside candles here around mid 30s. At the same time, we're pressing kind of right around the 21-month EMA, right? So maybe we have a little bit more move up. If we're going to rhyme with this, where do we top out? Not as far as percentage gain, but as far as kind of where this first bounce was, right? This initial bounce kind of topped out right around this area, right? You can see we didn't go back to the Pico top, not even close. We didn't even go back to these highest closing candles, but we kind of went near the closing candles of the bounce, right? Did we get much of a bounce here? Not really, but these top bounces, right? 46,000, 45,000. So if we are to rhyme with the 2019 bubble and we do have more months ahead of us to the upside, maybe that would be kind of where we would look to roughly follow, right? So 45K here, right at these kind of, this Pico top here, right? We kind of rhyme with this, right? History doesn't repeat, but it does often rhyme. So if we're going to rhyme with a bubble, I would say we're going to have a couple more months of green, right? We'll obviously know if we have a chance of that over the next 30 days or so, right? If we're down more and this candle ends up being red, then you can kind of disregard that. And this is why speculation is not to be taken, seriously in any way, shape, or form, but often fun to look at where we could potentially go if we continue our move up, right? We're only down here at this point right now, still rhyming relatively close with this move, right? 21 month under these candles, 21 month under these candles, right? You see the similarities around 400 days downtrend, around 400 days downtrend. So far, a pretty good rhyme, right? Hard to argue with that. But what is the difference is, well, we're already above the 21 month, right? We closed above it last month. We didn't really close above here until we made a massive move, right? Another 62% monthly move back in May of 2019. Fast forward, May of 2023, are we going to do that? Probably not, right? Us again, 60% move for the month of May. We'd have to actually zoom in here. Let's get a pretty accurate measure. So we actually opened the month right here, right? Monthly closes on top. 63% move would take us to, you guessed it, mid 40s. So we would actually have to, rhyme very similar to this candle to get us back to that kind of narrative where that initial bounce, right? The first bounce in the bear market, right? First bounce in the bear market, right around there, kind of where we topped out at, right? So if we're going to go into a 2019 rhyme and we're going to continue our bubble move to the upside, then, perhaps that does play out, but we will know rather quickly, I would think. Bitcoin likes to throw us off, and, are the odds with us that we're doing this? Probably not still. Look at the EMA 8, look how sharply it corrected, almost like a 90-degree turn there. We don't quite have that, right? You can see it's turned, but it's not quite as sharp. And look at the other moving averages, moving almost dead sideways. So not likely in my book. Even if we continue up, I doubt it's going to get that high, right? It just doesn't seem logical that we're going to go that high with the moving averages, right? Not based on whatever you've read on some favorite chat room or what your favorite shitcoiner says, based on the moving averages. When moving averages are moving sideways, certainly the monthly, it's going to be hard to just, do it about face and continue to the upside, right? Much different here, right? Look at the moving averages, how quickly they continued to move, right? And, moving averages move based on price, right? Every indicator is a lagging indicator, but we're going to have to move in pretty spectacular fashion to get these to continue up, right? This kind of move, right? We've had, a pretty good rhyme so far. Are we going to get our best performing monthly candle in 2023? It just seems unlikely given to where we are. I wouldn't doubt Bitcoin can do anything at this point, but you've got my narrative on what we need to do. We need to get moving, and we need to get moving relatively quickly here. Okay, so now if next week we're, pressing local highs and we're at 32, 33, 30, whatever K, then, hey, maybe we have something to go on and we can pay more attention to that. But until then, the odds are sideways because why? Moving averages are sideways. So also indecision in the market, right? Monthly indecision, right? Did we have any of that really in 2019? No, right? No indecision at all on the way up, right? So maybe let's pump our brakes, not get too much FOMO going in the juices. Just I know a lot of people are comparing, this move to 2019 and the summer bubble, which is why I'm making this video. And I'm saying much less likely this time because of the charts, right? But not because of what anybody else says. The moving averages are going sideways. We have 2 out of 4 monthly indecision candles, right? February and April. By definition, indecisive, not likely leading to 60% monthly gains in the near future, right? Just throwing that out there. You can decide what you want, but I would say the odds are, relatively calm for the rest of 2023. If we're going to have a move back to the downside, where could we look at for support? Well, I'm glad you asked. This 50 month right down here, 24.6 to around 25K, right? That makes sense. These upper candles, right? Where did this close? 23.3. This one closed 23.1, right? That makes sense on the monthly. Maybe we'll wick down to there even, right? That would cause a little bit of panic, right? That would be, even from where we are now, that would be an additional, 18% down. That would actually be about, from where we opened on our top in May so far, this major candle, about 20% May to the downside, right? May might end up being 20% red candle. That would throw a wrench in everyone's bull plans, right? But maybe not, right? Maybe that is actually exactly what the doctor ordered for us to maintain health and to continue to the upside. Because anytime you get, these bullish moves, right? We've moved off the lows. You got to keep in mind, we've moved almost 2x perfectly off the lows. So anytime you're that bullish that quick, you need some hesitation and a little bit of red every now and again to maintain your health. The sideways moving averages, maybe we get that. That would actually help us in the long run, maintain our strength going into our new bull cycle. So if we do that, right, based on the monthly chart, that makes sense. The 50 month is also a pretty good area on the weekly chart. So let's go look at that. Also note, right, I mean, look at this wick right here, right? This, May of 2022, that wicked right down to the 50-month EMA. Look at our rally up right to the 50-month EMA. Indecision right before breaking through the 50-month EMA, right? The monthly 8 has just crossed over the 50 months, so nice bullish sign there, right? Last in 2019, right? We didn't even get that low, right? But anytime you're having the EMA 8 cross above moving averages, you're getting some momentum to the upside. And the same is true when you cross the EMA 8 downwards, right? You're gaining momentum to the downside. So anytime you're crossing moving averages, you're either gaining or losing momentum in a bigger fashion, if that makes sense. So let's zoom in to the weekly chart, right? Bitcoin, right? We'll look at how much we've held and respected this 100 month in the blue, right? Perfect on the weekly chart. Now we've zoomed in, right? So the weekly EMA 8 is currently, let's get a good number, right at 27.8, right? Roughly. Also rhyming with, the 100 week. So we have two moving averages right here. Now, what happens if we, close this week below it? Well, I'm glad you asked. That improves our odds of going down to our next moving average, the EMA 14, or, right, the bigger moving average is that 200 week, which is coincidentally right around 25K, which is also, right, kind of our zone that we've talked about on, multiple videos here now, right? We're looking at this zone kind of retest. So around 24 to 25K seems like a good level to retest, because that would be a throwback for the zone that you broke out of, right? A throwback is a bullish retest of a key breakout level. This would be that zone right here. So also rhymes with that monthly 50 month, the 200 week, right? The 21 week is also right here at 25K. This would be a logical and healthy retest, bullish healthy retest of this zone. So do not freak out if we go down here, right? There will be a lot of people freaking out. All your favorite shitcoiners and bear market lovers will be back out in full force if we get down here. Make no mistake, but you'll be one step ahead of them, and you'll know that we have the 50 month going on our side. We have the 200 week on our side. We have this zone, the breakout. Jay said we break up, throwback, bullish retest. Keep that in mind. Bullish retest of this area. That is, we are good here. Doesn't mean you can't possibly ever no stampsies or reversies go below this, but this will be the odds to hold. We could wick through it, of course. But if we close under it, then we have some bigger issues, right? Then we need to look at some other things, but we don't need to do that and, panic just yet, because that is, like we said, that's a pretty big drop. Even on the weekly candle, we'd have to go back below, more than 17% in a week to the downside. We'll see, but unlikely that's going to just, blade cut through all of these moving averages, given the move to the upside. So if we go down there this week, that's still not the odds, because why? Well, look at the respect shown right here, right? So if we do cut through here, right, look at all the wicks, right? We've been down here, right? We could absolutely go down here again, maybe wick off the EMA 14 and then come right back up, right? If the last week hasn't shown you that Bitcoin's ready for some volatility, you're not watching, right? Volatility will be coming even more so with a bullish uptrend, right? We must test this 21 week at some point in the not so distant future, whether that's this week, next week, or 2 months from now, I don't know. But multiple tests of the 21 week happened all the time in bull markets. So 20%, 10% weekly red should not be a panic until you're closing under the 21 week. We're going to do it multiple times. Here was our first test here. We're going to need another one in the not so distant future. Could be this week, could be next week, could be 2 months from now, right? But we're going to be testing it multiple times throughout this bull run. So be ready for those, right? Until we close below it, no cause for panic. Please don't do that, right? So 21 week right now, 25K. Also, I mean, if you're not catching on here, this is a major zone. So if we go down here, this could be your final attempt to be buying at these prices, right? Not that we know for sure it's going to hold, but that is the odds. That's all you have in crypto or anything in life. You have to try to maintain the odds on your side and to make decisions, right? That's why you get up in the morning. That's why you decide to go to work. What are the odds? Well, if I don't go, some shit might happen. If I do go, right, that the odds are in your favor to, show up and do, you know where I'm going with it. I'm rambling again. So that's the weekly bigger picture. We just do side notes all the time for random reasons. So come down this week. We're still good as long as we're not closing under 27.7. So watch this on the weekly close. But like I said, we'll be making videos every day, every weekday. So Monday through Friday, check back, see where we are, right? We'll do Bitcoin updates. We'll do altcoin updates. Give me some requests for altcoins. We'll do, if we're going to do videos every day, right? I'll do at least one video every weekday this week for sure. We'll see how it goes. Like to get to 10,000 subscribers. That's about 300. I think we're about 300 away. So if we can make one every day, maybe we can get at least 100 in the month of May. That would be a good step in the right direction, right? So do your part and hit the thumbs up button and spread the word. Let's get to our quote of the day. Think in the morning, act in the noon, eat in the evening, sleep in the night. Genius, right? I mean, just genius. Could you just say, get a damn schedule? I mean, we get that. We get it, right? We're not going to forget to act and eat and sleep. I think he's saying get a schedule. All right, car of the day, Lamborghini Revuelto. I think this is part hybrid and electric, and it replacing the Aventador, coming out next year. So if you haven't seen it, now you have. Blue and blue. Room is blue, sign is blue, car is blue, right? If you're catching a drift. All right, what else do we got? Let's see. For those of you that are still watching, let's see if they've got any bonus items. How about weekly indicators? Do we have anything there? Well, we've got a trigger down last week for the Fisher Transform. We're still running, right? So the odds are, right, we're kind of losing momentum here. This is the Fisher Transform. It's still saying maybe we have a little bit more downside. So we're looking at, what's the target? 25K-ish. If we close under 27, right? This could, come down here and bounce pretty big, right? But if it does, I mean, we still have another $1,500 down, right? That would be just par for the course, right? This is absolutely 100% normal to come down here. So bullish, right? We're still bullish. No cause for concern just yet. Money flow index, right? The golden one right here, right? Going up, right? It's uptrend. So looking at that, money's coming into Bitcoin. So I like the odds of us holding here this week. If by some chance we, close below, then we can look at this probably next week or the next coming weeks. But until then, right, we could wick down, right? Don't panic just because we're down here. It could end up doing something like this. You remember a couple of days ago when we went down to like 27 overnight, and then the next night, hours later, we were back above it, right? So don't panic, right? You're watching for closes, right? The closing prices, right? You just put it on the closing price up here, and that also helps you with the anti-panic movement, right? If you're just seeing this, okay? So one more thing we'll probably cover tomorrow, because I wanted to show this to the majority of people, not just the 2 people that are still watching. But look at the monthly chart on the Heikin Ashi candles, right? This shows momentum. Look at this, right? So if you're watching now, you're getting a bonus here. These are lower wicks show bearish momentum, obviously, right? This is the opposite of regular candles. Upper wicks, you got it, bullish momentum. And what do we have most of? The monthly, bullish, 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 bullish. Green is bullish. Wicks on the bottom, absent from last month, absent from this month so far. But look at April, indecision, but zero pull from the bears. Zero pull from the bears. Zero pull from the bears. The 2 indecision candles, right? Remember going back, right? February and April, indecisive candles, but no bears were there, right? No bearish momentum at all. So you've got to give favor to the bulls here, right? I mean, if you're arguing for bearish, I mean, the charts do not have your side, right? Bullish momentum on Heikin Ashi candles is not to be taken lightly, right? Until we see a lower shadow, it's bulls. Bulls all the way.